From the Horseshoe Indianapolis studio, it's a Friday morning as we usher in the 9 o'clock hour and get an opportunity to talk Chamber Chat. The Executive Director of the Shelby County Chamber of Commerce is Courtney Chabella. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning, Johnny. How are you this morning?
Doing very well. A little break in the heat, I hope, is on the way. When we sit down and do this show a week from today, we should be much more comfortable than we're going to be today.
I hope so.
I can only hope.
I mean, next Friday's Derby Days there, Morristown.
I know.
It's always hot, but keep our fingers crossed, right?
82
nice.
On Friday.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
No.
Better than 842.
Right?
Yes. You got a guest? Who'd you bring?
I do. So this morning, we're actually going to be talking about a chamber program. And I have Greg Gerline here with me to talk about Leadership Shelby County. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning.
So do you want to just start off and tell everybody what Leadership Shelby County is?
Well, Leadership Shelby County is a program that has been around for quite some time. The Chamber, a few years ago, took it under their wings to move it forward. And
Can you believe it's been 10 years now?
Wow, 10 years.
10 years.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
It is an opportunity for people in our community to sign up for a program that allows them to meet once a month with some mentors of the community and surrounding areas to enhance their leadership skills and help them in the workforce.
Absolutely. So the program actually started in 1988 with a volunteer group, and they led it for quite some time. And as volunteers do, volunteers got burned out. So I think it was Chris King and Bo Browning were the chamber board president-elect at that time, and they said, let's bring this back under the chamber umbrella. So we did. And so the program has quite a few alumni, and you're one of those alumni.
I am, yeah. Yep. It's been a long time ago, but I think there's 600?
Over 600 now, yeah, I believe.
600 people.
Yeah. So the program, we can't do the program without our sponsor, so we want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor. So Horseshoe Indianapolis and Major Health Partners help make our program what it is, really.
Yeah. Like all things, it does take money and sponsors to make things work, but we do appreciate all those that have supported us in the past, and we look forward to getting some new folks to participate. If any companies are out there that's interested, I'm sure you would be loving to have that conversation.
Absolutely. So do you want to talk a little bit about what our 2026-2027 program involves?
Sure. The program will start off in August, and we'll have a meet and greet, and that allows everyone to kind of rub elbows, understand who's there.
Not be so nervous on that first day, because you've kind of already met your classmates.
Yeah, it makes it a little simpler to walk in the front door and at least see a face that you're familiar with. Mm-hmm. But they have the opportunity to meet and greet and have a little icebreaker to get accustomed to what's going on and the expectations of what's going to happen. And then they'll have, 2 or 3 weeks to digest that, and then we'll start off that program in early September.
Yeah. So we start off the program with a 2-day opening retreat, and that we do that at the YMCA camp here in Shelby County. A lot of people don't know we have that YMCA camp.
That's the hidden gem of our community.
It is. There at Flat Rock, and we'll ask participants that day, how many of you knew this was here? And usually about 75% of them had no idea. But we meet there, and we do a 2-day opening retreat. They have the option to spend the night, and people really enjoy, and sometimes they regret if they didn't spend the night.
It's surprising over the 10 years that we've had this retreat at the YMCA that most people cringe at the opportunity that they didn't take that opportunity.
Right. Yep. And the Y out there has cabins. You're not tent camping. It's comfortable. Yeah, it may not be your bed at home, but it's comfortable.
Yeah, it's more than adequate.
Right. Absolutely.
The Indians and stuff would have thought this was the best that could be. But
absolutely.
No, the facility there is fantastic.
It is, and we greatly appreciate their support every year. So following that retreat, we have 7 additional months of sessions. We have those sessions. They're a day-long session, and we have Ivy Tech as a partner that just came in this last year. Can you kind of talk about that, Greg?
Sure. Ivy Tech is an opportunity that we've had facilitators in the past use different. Like every business, we anticipate what could happen, and then at the end of the time, we reevaluate and move forward. But Ivy Tech has came in, and obviously they're in the business to teach people, and they're wanting to be partners with our program, and it's worked out fantastic that they have a person that comes in and does the minimum of a half a day of our program days, and basically teaches us leadership skills.
And something very cool with that partnership is, we give our graduates like a memento for going through the program. But this year they also got a certificate of completion with leadership training with Ivy Tech.
Yeah, so people are getting credits and didn't even know.
Right. So some of the topics that we have, and I'm just going to run through these quickly because, every year they change a little bit based on schedules and whatnot. But we talk about things such as direction. And so the way the days work is, Ivy Tech comes in and does those topics. The afternoon we do some kind of community topics. So we bring in leaders from our community to talk about things as well. So we have business and industry. We talk about team dynamics and management, communication and government, education, and then in February we do agriculture, which is everybody's favorite day. Year after year, when we ask them what their favorite day was, it's agriculture. Yeah. And we're able to showcase different aspects of the industry here in Shelby County.
Yeah, Ag Day has always been number one on the list. Most people don't realize that's one of the highest business or the biggest businesses in our community. So they get to see behind the scenes of. We actually put them in a bus. We haul them around to different locations, and we have some farmers and businesses talk about not just Shelby County,
right?
But it's world, right? Because like Fisher Seed,
Fisher and Poet,
they send stuff all over the world.
And then we've visited local farms to see kind of the magnitude that our local farms are working at. In the past, we've gone to Foltz. This past year, we went to Ramsey's farm. So it's just eye-opening for some of those people that aren't in that industry.
Yeah, very interesting for those that have done it. A lot of them, if you'd ask, we'll do it again.
Absolutely. They're very supportive. We also do a self-care and health a month. And then we have like a debrief for our last session, and we kind of just talk about the whole year and what they've learned. And we'll get a little bit into this later, but we also have, they talk about their projects. So it's a really fun wrap up for the year. Yep. And we used to do graduation the same night, and that felt a little overwhelming, we found. It was overwhelming for us, but we also found it was overwhelming for the participants. So this year we actually separated those two, and it worked out really well. But Greg, can you talk a little bit about, there's an attendance piece of this that's very important to us.
Yeah, with this only meeting basically 8 times out of the year to make the projects in order for them to get their diploma, why the expectation is, there's always something that can come up. But it's the attendance policy is a minimum of 80%. So you'd have to make at least 8 of the full-day programs in order to qualify. And if that doesn't work out, why we'll obviously have to sit down and with that participant and iron out the next steps from there.
Absolutely. And we talked about our sponsors, but sponsors don't always cover all of the fees. So we do have a program fee. It's an $1,100 fee. But really, if you think about that spread over those 8 months, that's not a whole lot of investment for leadership training for your employees. We do have some limited scholarships available. We typically give those to our nonprofit members if they're sending someone through, but it's really open to anyone.
The $1,100 obviously is important for us to be able to get the right programs in there. They get their food, they get drinks, they get snacks.
They get lots of snacks.
We have to come up with facilities. Sometimes those come at a cost. So, actually, a very, very cheap investment to send your new employee or even old employees to hopefully entertain their leadership opportunities up, in their business.
And it can be someone that is just entering the workforce, or it can be someone that's been around for a while. Yeah. I remember we had one specific class. We had a 19-year-old and a 62-year-old in that class together. So it really spans all age groups.
You can always learn. Age is just a number. The opportunity to rekindle your mind, sharpen your skills, can't hurt anybody.
Well, we hear every year again and again that you may have lived in Shelby County your whole life, but you have learned things in this program that you had no idea happened in Shelby County.
Yeah, as you were saying there earlier, the second day or the second part of the day We do team building. We do some fun things, activities, but we also have local folks come in and talk to us. And it's amazing of a lot of things that happen in Shelby County that a lot of people have no idea.
Absolutely. So our application deadline is August the 7th for that. So it is
coming
linked.
up.
It is coming up. So it is linked on the chamber website. So if you're interested, you visit the website, or you can reach out to me for more information. Just you can call the chamber at 398-6647. But we alluded to the projects earlier, and I did want to touch on that today. Can you talk a little bit about the projects?
Yeah, the projects, I mean, gee whiz, they range from A to Z, right?
The very first one back in 1988 was the Blue River Community Foundation.
Yeah, so think about that. There's no pressure.
We tell them that too. We're like, yeah, this was the first one, but we don't expect that every year.
That might be a little extreme in today's world, but no, it is really A to Z. It could be the Blue River Foundation. It could be putting a flag up on a flagpole.
Right.
But some of the ones that I remember, not necessarily are they in any particular order, but we have the Frisbee disc golf at Sunset Park. We have the alley where they've put the chandeliers up and put signs of history of Shelby County. We did the Bark Park out in the park, so you can take your pets out there. Street signs, they've added the ones in different parts of the community that have the bear on them. Leadership, junior leadership.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Is a big one.
The bike rack downtown that spells out Shelby in sign language. That was a leadership
that
project.
one's cool. Yeah, think about how many years it's been, and usually there's 2 to 3 projects each year. So there's been a lot, and the fitness mile, if you guys go out and walk at the park, all the exercise equipment and all the little signs that tell you how far you went. And the list really just goes on and on.
It does. And Buddies Helping Buddies has recently become a new chamber member, which is kind of full circle for them because they started as a leadership group just in, what would have been 24, 25. So that was pretty cool that they since joined the chamber now, and they've continued on. So
another one, if you ever go to the tourism building, they have some, and you probably have them at the chamber as well, but you can do the Blue River historical tour, all the things that's happened over the life of Shelby County. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of touched about the applying aspect, but really this is open to anyone who lives or works in Shelby County.
Exactly. Yep. Any 18 and older, I believe, is our age situation. But we would love to have an application. The time's coming quickly. So if you're able to make that decision on your own, it's time to apply. If you need to go to your mentor or your boss, take it in there and tell them how bad you want to attend,
right,
and see what happens.
And if it's something that you need to pay for yourself, we can put you on a payment plan. You don't have to front that whole $1,100 up front. So that's just something to think about there.
Cheap investment.
Right. So you mentioned junior leadership. So junior leadership was a project, has that been 3 years ago now, maybe?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
That a group came up with, and at the time they were working with Shelbyville Central Schools and the Simon Youth Foundation. And the Leadership Advisory Committee looked at that and said, you know what, we'd really like to continue this on. Because we don't always do that. We can't take every project under our wing after the class is over. That would be a little overwhelming for the chamber. But this one just fit. And so we took it on as another program of leadership under the chamber's umbrella. So can you talk a little bit about how important it is for our youth to learn some of these same skills?
Yeah, for a person as myself that's been here my whole life, it's important and exciting to see young kids come through the school system that succeed, that go off, get their college degree, and that want to come back. And if they don't come back permanently, they still come back to visit or whatever. But junior leadership is an opportunity that high school students, juniors or seniors, can apply. And we have kind of the same program that they have 6 days that they'll put a project together. They meet at the Blue River Vocational School. And it's facilitated as well. And they learn leadership skills that they can use and take back to high school.
Ivy Tech does come in, I think, for 4 of those 6 days as well. So we have a great partnership with Ivy Tech. And then, again, thank you to the Blue River Career Programs for hosting us. We are looking at expanding it by possibly a day this year, just because there's so much to go over. So, as you mentioned, it's open to juniors and seniors, but we have been very fortunate in our applications the last couple of years. It's just been an outstanding response, and we've only been able to take the seniors.
Yep.
But again, it's open to all juniors and seniors. And they go over things such as their strengths. They do the color lingo, which is, we have our adults do the strengths finders, but the junior leadership kids do color lingo and learn how they communicate. And then we have a whole day on their communication skills and emotional intelligence. We have a workforce panel, which is always the kids' favorite. We have people come in from Ryan Wilhelm from Ryobi usually comes in. We have Poet comes in. We had First Bank Shelbyville come in this year. So there's all different kinds of local industry that comes in and talks to those kids. We also have continuing education. We have some, our local college representatives come in and talk about like resume building and nailing your interviews. We talk about generational differences, which I think that's always a fun one. And for me, I mean, when I hear it, even now, like, it's just fun to listen to how you work with different generations. And then we had a day this year. In the past, it had been goal setting, but this year we had Hedges come in and talk about nonprofits and how to choose, like, what your, I'm trying to think what that word would be, but kind of what you want to hone in on. That looking at nonprofits.
What touches your heart?
Yes, absolutely. There you go.
And the nice part about it is, even though it's through the high schools, right? They furnish the transportation, and it's part of the school credits. So
yeah, it's been a great partnership because the buses are already coming to Blue River Career Programs, so those kids can just hop on the bus and come over, and we meet. It's about 2.5 hours, I believe, of those mornings. But this program's also been very supported by local organizations: Horseshoe Indianapolis, MHP, NSG Group, Indian American Water, Runnabum Construction, Knopf, Core Vision, Ryobi, Ushiro. I mean, those are just a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had lots of support for this program over the years. So that is also linked. That application is also linked on the Chamber website. That is free for any student going through. There is no cost associated with that. Also, if you're an alumni listening and want to get connected back in, please reach out to us because we'd love to strengthen our alumni network.
Yeah, there's always opportunities for the alumni to get involved, either with programs that's going on currently or ones that's in the works.
Yeah.
So,
and we have an advisory committee, and that's why you were here today, because
correct.
You were the chair of our leadership advisory committee.
Yeah, we have a great team on our advisory board. I think there's 10 of us, and we were able to sit down every month or every other month, depending on the calendar, and talk about the strengths of the program. Is there something we can change? Is there something that we ought to make it last longer, last shorter? But it's very exciting. It's all volunteer board, but I feel very blessed to have the Chamber behind this program, and our board is very in tune with what's going on.
Well, we're very grateful to have you lead that.
Thank you very much.
Committee. So, well, Greg, thank you for being on air this morning. Again, if you're interested in leadership or junior leadership, you can reach out to the Chamber, shelbychamber.net, or by phone at 398-6647.
Take a break. Check the Chamber calendar coming up on a Friday morning Chamber Chat on Giant FM.
Good deal.
A critical shortage of referees is affecting high school sports all across our state.
Without enough officials,